I am going to start doing a little something different. You can see that I'm outside and getting blinded by the sun. I have no shade here, no shade at all, and so I'm a little blinded. And so I'm out in the garden, and I thought I would show you some stuff that's going on here and what we are doing a little different on this side of our world. If you don't know who I am, I'm Lindsay, and we are going to cover some things a little same, some things a little different. I am a homeschooling mom. I am working for fitness training and nutrition, and I'm live in the country, and with everything, we've always done gardening. We've had chickens for 2 or 3 years now, and we're kind of growing things here. So I wanted to try and show you guys some things this video and show you what we've done a little different. I have you way down here. I wanted to try and show you this guy. My chickens are getting mad at me over here. They want to be watered. And this is the perfect, I don't know, my husband got it for me. It's so big. I don't even know how many gallons, or it's a giant tank. Anyways, so this giant tank is going to give water to all the plants and the chickens. I was gonna say all the animals, but we only have chickens right now. And I'm down here with my strawberries too, and they have overgrown. And I have taken some out and put in another container. So anyways, I'm going to show you a little bit of this and how it works. Okay, so this guy went flying. We don't have a hose that actually reaches the chicken coop, so I just take a milk carton, take whatever you want. This was been sitting out here, so it is a little muddy, and it really poured down rain the last couple of days. So I just turn them on and fill them up, and all the water go in from the top where there's a hole, and it catches the rainwater. And we have had so much rain. This big boy is all the way full. All right, so I'm just gonna feed the chickens. So this is my strawberry plants that I actually planted, I think, last year. And we didn't get any strawberries last year. So I'm pretty sure last year was our first year with the strawberries in this. And I think I started with 5 plants in here, and it has overgrown. So I have taken, you can see I kind of thinned it out a little bit. And I have actually put some in there, and I already have a strawberry over there, so we're doing really good over there already. Actually, I have a few strawberries, and we're just gonna watch it grow. And then we started something new this year. This is my husband's project, and basically what we have is the water is hooked up to it so that it waters on the bottom according to if it needs water. I don't think they're gonna need water anytime soon. After the past 2 days of rain, they are soaked. So I'm gonna have to go through, the back ones are tomato plants. I'm gonna have to go through and check for suckers and watch them grow. I mean, I'm sure those guys are gonna grow really, really fast. Okay, and then we've added to our garden. We've always had the boxes. This is this year's brand new project. Brand new. The boxes have been around, and we've added the one in the middle, the one in the corner, and then the 4 boxes here. The compost has been around, so I can teach you some of the compost, which is there in the dark yuckiness. Probably very, very moist and yucky. And the chicken, obviously, I said, has been around for a couple years. Okay, so normally I put flowers in this one, and we are still working on this garden. I'm just showing you what we've done. Literally, I do not have a tiller, so everything that you see here has been done by hand, more likely by me, and I'm still working in areas. Okay, so this is not flowers this year. I decided we were gonna put tomato plants, and I started out with probably picking up 8 maybe tomato plants from a nursery, and then we stopped over at it's now called Stock and Field, I think. Here it was a big R, kind of like a Blaine's Farm and Fleet, Tractor Supply kind of place, and my husband decided he was going to pick up more. So we have, I think I said, what's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We started out with 21. And way over there, we had a raccoon get in and dig it up. So I will teach you some of the things we're doing with that. Some of the things, sorry, I have a sweat bee flying around my face. Some of the things we are trying to do. As you can tell, I need to weed a little bit over there. We did not put mulch down, which we have done in the past and has done really good with mulch, but we just haven't done it because of timing yet. And I don't know if we're going to get there. We talked about it, but haven't done it. Please put mulch down if you don't want a lot of weeds. I have kids. They kind of help a little bit pulling weeds, but we still would like mulch. Okay, these are broccoli heads. We have not had success with broccoli heads yet, so we are praying that these turn out right. I don't know how many different kinds of tomatoes we have. A bunch of tomatoes. Alright, this is my herb garden, and I try to keep my tags in because I'm one that would forget what in the world I planted where. I think I could tell my herbs, but as far as the different kinds of tomatoes, I don't think I would be able to tell. Alright, so back here in the very back, that's my roseberry, and this is thyme, and I do use these guys a lot on like roasts and stuff, or roasting chickens and potatoes and carrots and all that kind of stuff. So that's gonna be really well used in our family. Parsley I use in like seasonings of taco meat and stuff like that, so I use that. And basil, I'm still trying to work on using more basil, but I do use basil in like taco seasoning. So I decided I was going to go with it, and I really wish I could go even further and get a few more, but we're going to start. I tell myself every year we'll start small and grow ourselves bigger, and well, we're almost to our max this year. So in this area, we're going to eventually put, I think, cucumbers. We're working on that probably this weekend. In the middle, I did where that tomato plant was. I decided I was going to put my other parsley we thought was going to die, and I put him right in the middle there. He looks like a weed right now. He's not. I will be pulling the weeds. We just had so much rain. Yeah, 2 days worth of rain, and this is what you get. You're gonna get my shadow. In the middle here, where you see the dip, and I don't know if my finger can actually point to it, right through there is that dip, right? Where you see that dip, I think maybe Tuesday, right before it started raining and getting 2 days worth of rain, I planted green beans, and a lot of them. So I'm praying we get a lot of green beans. And I've got a horsefly. Yeah, I know. A horsefly. We got horses next door, so we got a horsefly flying around. And I don't like those. They bite. And then right through here, I'm still begging and pleading my husband to pick up some potato seeds. I'm hoping we can find some, and if somebody knows where I can find some, please let me know. I'm having issues trying to order it online. So, some people are saying it's going to take weeks. I'm kind of at that season where I need to get them in. And Walmart sold out when I went in to go get them, when I actually got a chance for my husband to watch the kids, because they obviously aren't going into Walmart during coronavirus. And Blaine's Farm and Fleet sold out when, I think it was at the, beginning of May, they sold out. And I don't know, we've looked at nurseries. Yeah, I think I'm sending my husband to a Walmart closer to his work. I'm hoping today, and hope that he will find some. And I've got a horsefly biting my legs. Alright guys, so I took a little break of being out here and went in and did some homeschooling, because we are still in homeschooling. This is our last week, and actually tomorrow is our last day. And we're finishing up. And so this is like one of those times of our life where life just kind of changes a little bit. And I always call this like the beginning. I don't know why. I always feel like this is like the beginning, because at this point of homeschooling, when we get to this point of the year, I am now looking for new curriculum. And I'm getting rid of old curriculum. So we are kind of about to begin a new year. So I'm going to be, the next few weeks, grading worksheets, anything that's left over, kind of ending the rest of this year, and getting the new curriculum for the following year. And if you know our family, I kind of do my kids kind of staggered, where I'm wearing sunglasses because it's so bright out here. Blue eyes, it can actually give you a headache if you don't have sunglasses on. So I have my sunglasses on. But anyways, I stagger, and I'm sorry you can't see my eyes. I stagger my kids so that one kid right now is finishing their work, their year, and one is halfway through their year. So when we get to January, one kid is starting a new year, and one kid is finishing, a new year. And so that gives us a chance to, Mama doesn't have to get everything ready at once, and it also gives us a chance that not everybody has to be learning something or starting something new at the same time. So I'm weeding while I talk to you, so I hope you can hear me when I turn my head. I got to weeding, I saw some big pieces and got to weeding. And so my son was born in a winter month, so that makes it perfect for him to be the one to start in January. And I grade worksheets because my kids like to write numbers in. And I noticed that very early on, and yes, they still try to do it. So I grade it, and I make sure that they are doing accordingly to move on to the next grade. Now, that is not how every homeschooling parent does it. And actually, I'm sure I will have parents come on here and say that you're just hurting their self-esteem and all that kind of stuff. But actually, I've got a tomato plant leaning over. I'm gonna have to get a cage on him. Actually, I feel like it puts my kids into check being honest. And if they cannot do it accordingly, then they don't get to move on. So they have to have an honesty and doing their work accordingly to be able to move on. So that's kind of where we are. Another horsefly. Right now in our homeschooling. Now, I decided I was going to come out here check on my plants. And I've got, I don't know if I can turn you just enough. Nope. I'm going to have to bend you down a little bit more. I've got a tomato plant here. He's kind of doing something wacky. If you don't know tomato plants, they originally were to grow on the ground. And so I think I'm going to have to get some cages on some of these guys to get them to stand up a little bit more. And I think a lot of them are going to need it. I told my husband, and he came out and did 2 of them. And now, get that horsefly again. Now I've got quite a bit more than what he actually did that needs some caging. So I think that's another thing I'm going to be doing today. And probably I'm right now picking the weeds. And I think all you do in the act of gardening is pick something. So if that's picking weeds, or if that's picking plants, or pruning plants, or whatever. But we are having the hardest time with weeds this year. And with us going bigger, there's some areas where you can kind of pull back from. And yes, that might mean more work for you, but you might have to be cheaper in what you do. I'm a penny pincher, so if we can save on mulch, then I will send me and my kids out here to weed. Why not? It does help, but sometimes we have to penny pinch. Okay, so I have this tomato plant here that really needed it, and so I went and my husband has this wire, and we've been using it the last few years, where we take the wire and we loop it around into a circle, and then we take some wooden stakes, which I've got 2 of them over here, and we pound them into the ground here, and we kind of cage them up that way, and then we'll cut, you see here I have a little hole, cut little holes so we can grab things out of there, and I'll probably actually add a couple more holes on here because it makes it really hard for weeding and stuff like that when needing to. So okay guys, so I did some weeding, I still have some to go. I normally do it on the weekends, but I did come out and try after a big rain. I got antsy pantsy, and I decided I was going to put in another, I don't know what you call those, skids. That's what we used to call them, skids, that you put things on from warehouses or whatever. And I transferred it into a flower bed. I just decided on it all of a sudden today. So I took a lot of the seeds that I really liked, and I was like, okay, I like all of them, so I decided in this front bed here that I'm gonna do wildflowers. They're a blend of all different kinds of things, and then the back one back here are zinnias and zinnias, or whoever says what. Okay, and then I had a little area left, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw something and see if something grows. So here I believe, okay, so this is the wildflower, and I believe I put some kind of perennial mix there, trying for anything at that point. Okay, and I did do some shoveling in the compost, moving over. I did do some of it today. I've been just doing a little bit here and there. Okay, and then I found this pot here and decided, you know what, I like all the flowers, so this one is going to be a snapdragon. We'll see if it comes out, because I haven't had luck with the snapdragons yet. And then this one is a daisy. And then, oh, I'm going to mess this one up. So is the daisy one. And then Alyssum is the one I did in the small itty bitty pot. And they're supposed to be small flowers, so I'm hoping I might have to thin it out because I poured like all of them in there, but I was like, I can't seem to get them to grow in the ground. Maybe I put all of them in one small itty bitty pot and they'll all grow and I'll thin them out. So that's what I've done today. And I'm still working on things. I mean, I transferred this, I had to pull nails out of this guy and move the boards to the sides and all that kind of stuff. So I did do that. That did take a couple hours for that. And I'm not done. So I'm not done, and please ignore my hair because the wind is so bad. We live somewhat close to Chicago area, so we're kind of close to a windy city. And so we get crazy wind and it blows, and we actually have a place where we call the wind tunnel in our yard because it just whips through there. We don't get as much in the garden, thank goodness, but we do get quite a bit of wind. So we don't try to do corn or anything like that because a little patch of corn with a lot of wind is gonna fall down. So we don't try to do corn. But my husband did tell me today that he's looked for potatoes, and so he said that nobody has potatoes and we are going to have to try to create our own potatoes here. So we're going to be doing that. And then he said he is going to get some cucumbers, and I'm not ready for cucumbers. So probably later on tonight or into tomorrow, I will be taking that bed right there and trying to get it ready for planting. Now we've got the grass off of it, but now I've got to till it all up by hand, and that takes at least a couple of hours to do that little bit, and so I've got that to do. And so I told him we've got a lot of tomato plants that are starting to lay over, and that we need to get some cages for those guys, and so that's something else. I did do a couple of tomatoes that were really bad. So guys, when my husband came home, he sent me to Momma, and I went around and looked at what they had and took pictures of some things. And because of coronavirus, my husband couldn't go with me, so he had to stay with the kids. And so we sent pictures back and forth, and these were the things that we decided on getting. And then when I got home, the last few minutes of sunlight we had, we sat in the garden and discussed where we were going to plant everything. So I will show you more of that tomorrow. I hope you like, subscribe, and ring the bell, and I will talk to you later. Bye for now.